Rubber ducks gone wild. So, last Friday night, we decided to have a casual game night at my place. You know, the usual: pizza, drinks, and a stack of board games. Things were going great until my friend Dave showed up with a bag full of rubber ducks. "Why on earth do you have 37 rubber ducks?" I asked him. He shrugged and said, "I thought they'd make fun prizes for the games." We all laughed it off and decided that whoever won each game would get one of Dave's ducks. As the night wore on, the stakes got higher, and the games got more intense. People were really going for those rubber ducks. By the end of the night, we had distributed all 37 ducks, and everyone was in high spirits. That is, until we heard a knock at the door. It was our neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, looking quite bewildered. "There are rubber ducks all over my yard," she said. We all rushed outside to find her lawn covered with those yellow squeaky toys. It turns out, in our excitement, people had been tossing their ducks around, and they somehow ended up migrating to her place. Just as we started gathering the ducks, 2 police officers pulled up. Apparently, Mrs. Thompson had called them, thinking it was some sort of bizarre prank. Trying to explain why there were 37 rubber ducks in her yard while keeping a straight face was nearly impossible. "You see, officer," I started, "we were having a game night, and these ducks were the prizes." One of the officers raised an eyebrow and asked, "And you thought it was a good idea to launch them into your neighbor's yard?" Dave chimed in with, "They just wanted to get out and stretch their wings." The officers looked at each other, clearly trying not to laugh. Finally, one of them said, "Well, it seems like no harm was done. Just make sure to gather them all up." We all nodded, relieved. As the police drove away, Mrs. Thompson shook her head and sighed, "Well, I guess they were just quacking under pressure." And with that, we all burst into laughter. Even Mrs. Thompson couldn't help but chuckle. Game night had never been so memorable.